You know, sometimes you just find yourself wondering how you got into the place you got. Like me just now, laying on a hot roof, trying to find the right camera angle for me to be able to film shooting a bow off of my roof. It's a weird spot. Never thought I'd be here. But here we go. All right, documenting angle practice. Got these guys set up for the short stuff. This guy will be medium length. Got a guy over there that'll be the long stuff. And we shoot from up here. So I'll get up there, talk a little bit more about the angles that I'm actually at. If you hear these jerks making noise, they're wandering around doing stuff, so nothing I can do about it. But here we go. All right, so we're up here on the roof. I'm going to try not to shoot the chicken, but we wander over here. It's a beautiful day, not super windy. Very little wind, actually. So this here's pretty steep. So I can shoot these guys here about 15 to 20 meters. I'll shoot that one from over there. Can get that 30 to 35 meters in there, and then I've got one kind of in behind the trampoline there. I can see from a different angle, and we'll see how it goes. All right. Try not to fall off the roof for this practice. The things we do to practice our skills. It's about 12 meters, but I am 6 meters down. Interesting. So at my draw weight, I don't seem to have to cut much because this is 12 and I'm using my 10 meter crawl, and I'm hitting low. Mm-hmm. Yep. At short distance, I don't seem to need to adjust my crawls. Nailed it. It's also really good practice for uneven footing. The old 512 roof pitch here. My front leg is getting shaky. Whew, it's a good leg workout. Slide down here a little bit. I'll shoot from 15 now. That one was about 12. I could get as close as I was comfortable to the edge of the roof. There we go. 15 on the money in a straight line. Still, 15 straight into it and 7 meters down. So 15 meter crawl. Tending to hit a little left, but I'm not warmed up really all that much yet. Not very many arrows today so far. See if we can fix that. Maybe I'm just leaning a little bit, you know, because of the roof. But the distance seems to be correct. Yep. Boom. Yeah, so those ones on the left I shot with my 10 meter crawl at 12 meters. Took a minute to figure it out. And then the ones on the 3 spot in the middle, 15 meter crawl at, or just 12 meter crawl at 12 meters. And then the 40 centimeter there was my 15 meter shots. So it just took a second to figure out where to lean. This is a core strength exercise. I can feel it right in my like obliques and my lats from trying to pull on an angle. They're getting weak. Ooh, yank that one high. One more. So now, the cool thing about this is I can just stand kind of over here and get a totally different footing. So I will be leaning well away from the targets, but I can only put the camera on the roof here, so I don't think you're going to be able to see me shooting. And we are 15.2 meters away. Same nice steep slope, about 7 meters down. So let's see how this works. Dead center. Love that for me. Woo, let's just keep shooting like that. There's a 5, a little bit to the right. A little hot on that one. I think I felt I pulled a little harder. Pick up the camera here, show you what we're dealing with. So, zooming in. There's a 665 there on the top one. That was from the other slope. Kind of pumped a few in there on the left side too, but yeah, so 15 meters. At least my crawls are not changing all that much. I don't know if you can see me. What I'm gonna do is shoot this way at that far target, which to me looks to be about 40 meters. Oh, 41. Do I want to shoot? I'll shoot downslope first. Gotta go here. 40.1. Oh, like to think I'm in shape, but then you climb a roof and crawl around on a roof. My teenage self would be very upset with the shape I'm in these days. But that guy was an idiot, so it is what it is. Straight up 40-meter crawl. Aim right at the middle, see where we go. Little low left, hitting a little left today. Could be I'm overcompensating the cant as I'm on quite a severe slope, twisting my body. Well, the height's right. It's just going left. That's okay. I think I'm leaning too far to the left to try and fix this slope I'm on subconsciously. Let's try feeling like I'm leaning a bit to the right. Boom, right down the middle. So actually, even at 40 meters, that was aimed right at the middle, and I'm only about 6 inches high, 5 inches high. Let's try aiming at the bottom of the yellow. That felt really good. There we go. That's the one I wanted. That height is pretty good. It's still a 5, but just 9 o'clock, 5-6 liner. The distance is pretty good. It's the feet placement on the slope. It seems to be, if I'm downhill, I'm overcompensating to the left. Let me try this other slope. Okay, now I'm much more uphill. 40.2. Okay, that'll do. And how far down is it? 7 meters down. So much less slope, obviously, because it's further away, and I'm roughly the same height. So it's probably 10 or 15 degrees. Somewhere in there. Can work out that math later. It's hot. I'm sweaty. Really trying not to shoot those chickens. Intrusive thoughts. Do not act on those intrusive thoughts. That's good. It's hot. I don't know, it's probably close to 30 degrees up here. I'm not built for tropical weather. That's the one I wanted. Yep. Ooh. Left leg is just shaking. This is like sustained squats. Quads. Good workout. Just hope I don't shoot my phone. Six. Basically cutting at 45 meters and whatever this angle is. I'm a little higher on the roof now, so it's 9 meters down, 5 to 1 slope, 20% slope, basically aiming at the bottom of the 5. Man, that group is perfect. Out to the left, basically 3 touching in the 4 ring. Lean into the slope, push through it. Yep, that's what I wanted. Well, thanks for coming along on my practice session. That was pretty much just a stream of consciousness, what happens in my own brain during these types of sessions. So hopefully that was entertaining for some. Basically, the way that I approach trying to learn my angles and cuts is you really have to practice all situations. No one will ever be able to tell you, and beware if they do, that there is a formula for everyone to be able to, work out a couple distances and basically extrapolate from there. Things can change, especially with string walking. Certainly in kind of a mid-range of your crawl, it may be different cuts than the at the extreme ends. So really, like most things, the answer is practice. The answer is trying everything that you can think of to make sure you know what you're doing. For me, I've found that with my draw weight and the way I seem to set up, I do not need to cut very much. I really uphill, downhill. I got a pretty light arrow for my draw weight, and I don't need to do much. I prefer to just aim off a little bit. I actually don't change my crawls. I go to my standard crawl, and then I will adjust my aim. So if I feel like I need to reduce the distance a little bit, I will. I know basically on the size of a target roughly what 1 meter or 2 meters difference is. I know I actually practice the wrong crawl on targets. So if I know it's 30 meters, I'll shoot it for 25 and I'll learn how low that hits. And then you can work out how you're going to aim off from there. So if I know what a 2 meter miss looks like, I know where to aim on the target the next time to make up for that 2 meters. And that's really just practice. There's no other way around it. I can't say that I'm an expert at it or the best in the world at it by far, but that's the way I approach it. And I find that's the most consistent for me. There's some high-end archers out there that talk about not really also needing to cut or at certain distances because of flexibility in your body. So one thing to consider is that if you do not bend at the hips and you do not maintain the same draw form, so if you're angled up, you may be pulling more with your draw arm to be able to make that angle to even just aim. It may be the same if you're coming down. You may be changing the way you're drawing the bow as compared to perfectly straight and level. So those changes in your draw, if you are pulling up and you're increasing your draw length a little bit naturally, you may get automatic adjustment. So that's what I'm finding. I find the way that my form works, I can basically aim at the middle, and then based on that, I know what my misses look like, and I miss a lot. So it's definitely, I get lots of practice at that. So knowing how much to adjust within your misses and approximately the extremes of each end. Hope that's useful for some in the approach to angle practice and learning your angles. Again, as always, we'll look forward to talking to you next time, and we'll put more of an update on the practice as we get closer. We're now 5 weeks or so out from leaving for the World Games, so it's getting serious. We'll talk a little bit more maybe about the mental game, because that's the part that is the most difficult. I think that's probably going to be the next video. How do you deal with this kind of stress? And it's stressful. Trying to prepare for one of the biggest, it is the biggest competition that I've ever been to, the most important one to me, and it's taxing mentally. It's very difficult to, especially as an amateur, make your way through the practice, make the time for the practice, trying to eat right, trying to just kind of keep your head in the right place this whole time. So balancing family and all that, it's difficult. So let's talk about that next time. I think it'll be a pretty interesting topic that I haven't really seen a lot about, and where everyone approaches it differently. But we'll talk about, as always, just the way I go about it and the things that I do. So thanks again. Thanks for tagging along. I hope this was useful to some, and we'll see you next time. Cheers.